Can you dig this? Gentlemen, Rolling Stone sucks. I love it because it's just so 1967. I mean, look at the ad for Pink Floyd at the Fillmore. I think first few issues were like really like San Francisco based. This is a picture of a space toilet.
Yes.
So how does this thing work?
In space, there's no gravity, so you get strapped in with your feet, and then you've got stirrups that you can put over your legs to help hold you down, to keep them from floating off.
Wow, we are diving straight into a family feud. Corey is accusing someone of stealing from his change jar, and the old man is just stirring the pot. The tension is so relatable. Everyone has had that family member who raids their stash. Chumley's oink oink comment is hilarious, turning a simple jar into a full-blown piggy bank debate. This petty argument perfectly sets the stage for the chaotic, family-run pawnshop dynamics we all love. Let's see where this change jar mystery goes.
You know, for my entire life, every time you've had your little jar of change, you've always accused me of stealing out of it.
It's because you were always stealing out of it.
No one's messing with your money, dude.
No one took any money, Rick. It's all there.
The scene shifts and a customer brings in an 1861 gold coin, a half-eagle from his grandfather. Rick explains its significance, noting the rare C mint mark for Charlotte. His knowledge is impressive, detailing the Civil War era and how these coins were melted down. The historical context adds so much value, but he immediately warns it's a commonly counterfeited coin. The customer's hope for home improvement money is riding on this. The stakes are instantly high.
Mess with my change jar.
You've been eyeing that Malibu Barbie with your piggy bank money, huh?
Don't mess with my change. Period. All right?
Hey, Rick,
What?
if you want a Barbie doll, I'll buy you one.
Rick calls in his coin expert, Mike, which is always a smart move. The customer admits he's unsure of the value, putting his trust in the shop. Rick's honesty about counterfeits builds credibility. Imagine carrying a potential fortune in your pocket without knowing. The mix of family bickering and high-value items is what makes this show brilliant. We're left hanging, waiting for Mike's verdict. Will this be a life-changing find or a clever fake?
So I called in my coin guy, Mike, to take a closer look, just to make sure it's not a counterfeit.
What's up, Rick?
1861 Charlotte.
That's a rare one. 1861 Philadelphia.
Another customer enters with antique bottles, hoping for $1,000. Rick identifies a cobalt blue whiskey bottle from Casper's, a post-Civil War mail-order brand. His insight into their rarity as bottles, not jugs, shows his expertise, but he points out a chip, which starts the negotiation dance. The customer defends it, claiming it's from the mold. This back and forth is classic Pawn Stars, finding flaws to lower the price while educating the viewer.
I hope he's ready to negotiate because I love my bottles and I don't want to give them up for nothing.
Oh, we have Casper's whiskey, made by honest North Carolina people. Definitely cool, man. I mean, they came out right after the Civil War. I'm pretty sure they're around for like 20, 30 years.
The bottle negotiation continues. The customer wants $500, but Rick offers $250 due to the chip. They banter with the customer suggesting $350. Rick counters at $275. Finally, they settle at $300. The customer is happy, saying he'll buy more bottles. It's a solid deal for both sides. This segment highlights the everyday smaller trades that keep the shop running, balancing the monumental finds with relatable haggling.
Okay. And usually they didn't sell it in bottles. Usually it was like in their 2.5 gallon or 5 gallon big, ceramic jugs. So rarely do you ever see the blue bottles. It's usually the big jugs. As far as bottle collectors, this is a big deal right here.
Back to the coin. Expert Mike examines the 1861 half-eagle. He confirms its rarity, explaining a Philadelphia coin is worth hundreds, but a Charlotte one is worth 20 times more. The suspense builds as he scrutinizes the mint mark for signs of forgery. The customer looks anxious. Mike's expertise is crucial here. The difference is thousands of dollars. The shop's reliance on specialists adds a layer of integrity and drama to every transaction.
With a C, we're talking a whole lot more. 20 times as much.
That's good news. It's great news.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is a rare find then?
Well, that's if it's real.
Mike declares the coin authentic. The customer is thrilled. Mike estimates its value at around $15,000. The customer's reaction, shocked that he was carrying that in his pocket, is priceless. This is a huge win for him. The emotional payoff is immense, transforming a family heirloom into a substantial cash injection for his home remodel. It's moments like these that make this show so rewarding to watch, where history literally pays off.
After looking at it, yes, I believe that it is a authentic Charlotte minted coin.
That's awesome news.
So what's it worth?
In this condition, I would say On a good day, you could get about 15,000 for this coin.
15?
Now for the negotiation. Rick offers $7,500, but the customer wants $12,000. Rick argues about assuming risk during grading. They haggle and finally land on $8,000. The customer is very happy, and they shake on it. It's a fair compromise, giving the customer a life-changing sum while allowing Rick a profit margin. The human element shines. This isn't just business. It's helping someone achieve a personal goal.
What do you want to do?
$7,500.
No. 12. I think you'll do just fine.
I still have to send this off. Things can pop up when I send it off. They can give it a weird grading because they might say it's been cleaned.
Okay.
A new customer brings a Dr. J signed sneaker from the 1970s, asking for $2,000. He shares a great story about getting it from Julius Erving himself while running a bus company for the 76ers. Chumley is skeptical about the signature and whether it was game-worn. The story is fantastic, but in the pawn world, provenance is everything. Without solid proof, its value plummets. Chumley's caution is wise.
I have here a one-of-a-kind item. It's a Dr. Julius Erving signed, game-used sneaker from the 1970s.
Oh, right there, huh?
Yep.
Chumley calls in a signature expert, Steve. The customer welcomes the opinion, confident in his item. Steve dives into the analysis, checking the ink and comparing exemplars. He notes Dr. J varied his signature. The verification process is fascinating, showing how much work goes into authenticating memorabilia. The customer's sentimental attachment is clear, but the market needs cold, hard facts. Will the story be enough, or will the evidence fall short?
What you know about Dr. J?
I know a lot about Dr. J. I mean, really one of the greatest nicknames of all time. I mean, he revolutionized the game of basketball. Just absolutely ferocious dunker. Jordan took a lot of his game from Julius Erving.
Steve gives his verdict. The signature is authentic Julius Erving. However, he can't conclusively prove it was game-worn, noting little wear on the sole. This drastically affects the value. He estimates it at $400 to $500, not the thousands for a verified game-used item. The customer is disappointed, but stands firm. The clash between personal history and market reality is a recurring, poignant theme in the shop.
You know, a lot of times he varied up. If he was in a hurry, you'd just get Dr. J. That's it. I want to look at the ink.
Let's dig in.
Okay. And the first thing I just want to do is I always make sure that we have live ink. You know, and instantly I can see the overlapping.
Chumley offers $500. The customer refuses, saying he'll give it to his grandson instead. He can't part with it for so little. This is a powerful moment. Some items have value beyond money. The customer leaves with his treasure, his personal connection intact. Not every item gets sold, and that's okay. The show respects that some pieces are heirlooms first, commodities second. A sweet, respectful end to the segment.
If you could actually come back and prove that this was game worn, I'd give you the $2,000 immediately. But I can't go tell the customer who wants to buy this, hey, this guy in the picture promises Dr. J wore this in a game.
The episode circles back to the change jar saga. Rick finds his jar replaced with a custom Little Ricky's piggy bank that you need a knife to open. Corey and the old man admit they took his change to buy it. It's a ridiculous, heartfelt prank. Rick's exasperation is comedic gold. This running gag perfectly bookends the episode, reminding us that beneath the high-stakes deals, this is a family business filled with love and petty theft.
Where's my jar?
Should be right there.
This is not my jar. This is a bad joke.
I think it's a good joke. I had nothing to do with it.
Oh, why do I find that hard to believe?
Could you just be appreciative?
A customer brings in a saddle supposedly used by Kevin Costner in Dances with Wolves. He bought it at an auction with only a card and pictures as proof. Rick is immediately skeptical, seeing no concrete documentation. The customer is hopeful, banking on the Hollywood connection for big money. Rick's expertise shines as he questions the item's true origin, setting up a classic Pawn Stars authenticity mystery right from the start.
Saddle, it was used by Kevin Costner in Dances with Wolves.
All right.
There's got to be a lot of women who'll pay a lot of money for something that's touched Kevin Costner's hind end. I'm a big fan of Kevin Costner's, and when I seen this saddle and he'd rode on it, I had to have it.
A new customer arrives with an 1886 Winchester rifle, a gift from his father-in-law who once threatened him with it. Rick geeks out, explaining it's the gun that won the West, a .45-90 caliber repeater ahead of its time. He points out hammer marks that devalue it, but still offers $1,500. The customer is thrilled, thinking it was only worth a couple hundred. This is a sweet deal and a great history lesson.
1886 Winchester rifle.
Looks like a Daisy Red Ryder, don't it?
Yeah, but it can do a lot more damage.
Suspense shell casing. And that's why we always check to see if they're loaded.
Try to sell my 1886 Winchester rifle.
Chumley meets a guy selling a complete tattoo starter kit. The seller has liners, shaders, over 20 ink colors, and even a pressure sanitizer he jokes can cook a pot roast. Big Hoss, Corey, is interested, noting the huge tattoo business in Vegas. The seller wants $400, but Corey sticks at $300. The negotiation includes a hilarious challenge. Draw a good portrait for an extra $50. This is already fun.
This guy's gonna tattoo your face.
Guy's gonna tattoo my face. You don't want to mess up this circle of beauty.
But then some things changed and, I didn't have enough time for it. And so I'm just trying to get rid of it, make some money.
The seller draws the portrait. He gives Chumley wings, calling him a pretty little angel. Corey agrees it's worth the extra $50, making the final sale $350. The seller is stoked, going home happy, only $50 less than his asking price. This whole interaction is so uniquely Pawn Stars, a business deal sealed with a personalized drawing. It's quirky, personal, and ends with everyone smiling.
You know this is bad. I'm not giving you any more than the 300.
We'll see what you got.
Why does Chumley have wings on?
Well, he's a pretty little angel.
That's definitely worth the extra $50, man. Let's go write you up.
Expert Mark examines the Kevin Costner saddle. He identifies it as a genuine McClellan military saddle from around the Civil War, but notes its small, uncovered seat would be brutal for a human. He then delivers the bad news. After re-watching the movie, he's sure this rawhide saddle wasn't in Dances with Wolves. The Hollywood dream is crushed, but the historical artifact remains. The expert's diligence is impressive.
My name is Mark, and I'm an expert in Western memorabilia. What I love about Western memorabilia, it's part of the history of our country and American culture. Well, it's definitely a military saddle. It's a McClellan saddle, developed in 1859.
Mark values the saddle at only $400 to $500 in its current condition, missing parts and lacking leather. Rick, still wanting the historical piece, makes an offer. The customer, who paid more, initially asks for $750. Rick counters with a low $250. The negotiation is tense. The customer's belief in the item clashes with the cold, hard facts from the expert. This is the harsh reality of collectibles.
What do you think this thing is worth?
Well, if it was a formal McClellan military saddle and had the full cover on it and everything, they're selling for around $1,000. But in this condition, missing some of the parts and not covered, I'd say $400, $500 maybe at the most.
They haggle. The customer asks for $400. Rick says $300 is his final offer, claiming he'll only make a small profit. The customer reluctantly agrees. He gets $300, less than he paid, and jokes about his wife's disappointment at not being close to Kevin Costner. It's a bittersweet end. He loses money, but gains a funny story. Rick gets a cool antique, proving even failed movie props have value.
Can you go 400?
I'll go 300. I mean, if I give you $300, I'm gonna make 100, 150 bucks. That's the most I'm gonna make. I'm not making a fortune off you.
Corey is at his friend Bundy's tattoo shop. He's trading the newly acquired tattoo kit for a tattoo, a pocket watch design on his arm. He figures the tat would normally cost $350, so it's a win-win trade for him. This is peak Corey, always thinking about the next deal or personal gain. Of course, he's doing this in the middle of the workday. What could go wrong?
What's up, Bundy?
What's up, big dog? Cracking. Look out for me.
Soup. All right. But I figured try to get you to trade me some tattoo work for it.
Oh boy, let's see what you got here, buddy. What are you looking to get?
Back at the shop, the old man is furious. Rick reveals Corey is out getting a tattoo. The old man erupts, asking if Corey used shop money and ranting that this isn't kosher. He orders Rick to kick his damn ass when he returns and sends Chumley to clean bathrooms as punishment. The family drama is hilarious. A son's rebellion met with a grandfather's classic over-the-top wrath.
Why the hell did he go get a tattoo in the middle of the day on my damn time?
We bought a tattoo kit the other day for a couple $100, and he's going to trade it for a tattoo right now.
Corey finally strolls in hours later. The old man and Rick confront him. Corey admits the tattoo guns cost $350. The old man lays down the law. Corey owes the shop $500 for the guns to make a profit, plus 3 hours overtime for leaving. The audacity of this company policy is hilarious. Corey's attempt to leverage shop equipment for personal gain backfires spectacularly with a fine and extra work.
You know where the he's been.
Getting a tattoo, obviously.
What'd you rat me out? I didn't say anything.
So how much did that cost?
Some tattoo guns.
How much did you pay for the tattoo guns?
$350.
The tables turn. Rick reveals the old man has a tattoo from 1959 in Japan. He got his wife's name but spelled it wrong because he was a little inebriated. The old man's hypocrisy is exposed. He gave Corey crap but has a botched tattoo of his own. This family moment is gold. Generational shame and a reminder that poor decisions like misspelled tattoos are a universal language.
Why don't you tell us all about the tattoo?
You give me all kinds of crap for mine. I can't believe you have one.
You two are like two circus freaks.
It looks good.
Let's hear about your tattoo.
This is not about me.
Rick takes the 1886 Winchester to the range with expert Tony. Tony praises it as John Browning's first high-pressure design, a genius piece of history. They shoot it, and the big gun packs a hell of a punch. Rick admits he's shooting it for fun. This is the satisfying payoff, appreciating the engineering and power of a classic firearm, a perfect end to an episode full of deals and drama.
1886, 4590.
4590, big guy, the big gun, very nice. Let me take a look at this bad boy. Hi, I'm Tony, and I'm the armorer here at the gun store, and I'm the old gun guy. Anything comes in here that's old and unusual.
We open with Rick's classic intro about family and never knowing what comes through the door. Then a customer arrives with something large, leading them to the back gate. This setup always promises something weird or massive. The anticipation builds as they head outside, teasing a huge item. Rick's casual reaction to seeing it there is perfect. You can already tell this is going to be a bizarre and memorable pawn shop encounter.
Big heavy piece of iron in for you to look at.
Okay, a piece of iron?
It's a medical device, antique.
Okay, bring it around to my back gate. I'll take a look at it there.
All right.
It's an iron lung. Rick identifies it immediately as a negative pressure ventilator. The customer got it from a friend's construction yard and believes it's historically valuable. Rick explains its life-saving purpose for polio patients, noting people lived in them for years. The mix of grim history and a giant, creepy medical device in a pawn lot is surreal. Rick's respect for the artifact is clear, but the valuation challenge is huge.
Times like this make me really happy that we have a space behind the shop. So when those really large items come in, I have a place to look at them. So this is it, huh? Where did you get an iron lung?
Rick examines the iron lung closer, noting the porthole opens and the uncomfortable bed is still inside. He marvels at how far medical tech has come, but immediately spots the big problem, finding a buyer. The item is huge, kind of creepy, and incredibly niche. The customer's hope for a teaching tool clashes with the reality of the collectibles market. This is a classic case of historical significance not equaling high pawn value.
The iron lung was a huge lifesaver. It might look barbaric by today's standards, but back in the 1930s, it was high tech. Do you mind if I take a closer look at it?
Go ahead.
The porthole still open up?
Yes, sir.
The customer drops a bombshell. He wants $100,000. Rick shuts that down hard, saying it's in terrible shape and no one collects this stuff. Its value is right up there with scrap. The customer argues its historical importance, but Rick firmly says he can't do anything with it. The sheer audacity of the asking price versus the scrap metal reality is a hilarious and stark lesson in pawn economics.
You got a lot of problems here. It's in terrible shape and no one collects this kind of stuff.
My thought is, in a restored condition, would be a tremendous teaching tool for every doctor and clinician.
You know,
and staff.
it's interesting. I love the story, but as far as value-wise...
A new customer brings in a NASA space shuttle toilet seat. He explains the need for a tight seal in zero gravity to prevent, well, floating disasters. Rick asks if he's ever used it. Thankfully, no. The customer wants $400, least $100. The sheer absurdity of appraising space bathroom equipment is peak Pawn Stars. Rick's bewildered but intrigued reaction is all of us. How do you even begin to price this?
I've got something out of this world to show you. This is a NASA space shuttle toilet seat.
Okay, we have a space toilet seat for a really, really small butt.
Right. You need a good tight seal so there's no leakage.
The old man gives Chumley his infamous list of fool's errands: a left-handed coffee cup, a bucket of steam, striped paint, and a glass hammer. Chumley, shockingly, takes it seriously and says he'll be back. Corey watches this unfold with disbelief. The old man's classic Navy prank is in full effect, and Chumley's earnest acceptance is the first step in a beautifully orchestrated piece of workplace comedy.
I got a very important job for you, Chumley. I need you to go out out, pick up these items for me.
Okay.
And I need them today.
You're right-handed. Why do you need a left-handed coffee cup?
Chumley isn't just failing at the errands, he's having fun. He's found a spinning chair and is making himself dizzy. Corey finds him and comments that Chum always finds a way to make anything fun. This little moment captures Chumley's childlike essence perfectly. While the old man thinks he's punishing him, Chumley has turned the day into playtime. It's a sweet, funny insight into their long friendship.
Now he had to stand up and walk in a straight line.
I'm really dizzy. Wow. Chum always finds a way to make just about anything fun. I guess that's why we've been friends for so long.
Expert Mark examines the space toilet seat. He confirms its foam and vinyl design for a seal in 0G and drops amazing facts. They measured astronauts' backsides to design it. He also mentions early waste disposal involved basically sort of a condom. The conversation is both deeply technical and utterly ridiculous. Rick says it feels like talking to grandparents about sex. The absurd dignity of space exploration is on full display.
The NASA Space Shuttle toilet seat.
All right. I have to ask, where the heck did you get this?
Well, out of college, I took a job with Sanderson Plumbing Products. One of the engineers that worked on this program offered this to me.
It's interesting. In space,
Mark delivers the verdict. Flown seats had a titanium insert with a serial number. This one doesn't, so it's a prototype that never flew. Still, space collectors want anything. Rick negotiates with the customer, who holds firm at $400. Rick counters that someone might think it's from a porta potty. The haggling over a non-flown space toilet seat is a uniquely Pawn Stars scenario that balances niche history with blunt salesmanship.
well, the ones that flew had a titanium insert on the underside of it. That was serial numbered, and the toilet seats were replaced every 3 flights. The fact that this one doesn't have it means that this one didn't fly.
A female customer brings a copy of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas inscribed by Hunter S. Thompson himself. She got it after spending a weekend typing for him in 1980, a trip she survived. Rick is amazed. She says she wouldn't have gone had she read the book first. The connection to the legendary chaotic writer instantly elevates this from a simple book to a piece of literary and counterculture history.
What do we got?
I have a signed copy of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I got it from Hunter S. Thompson.
You got it from Hunter S. Thompson? How'd you do that?
I actually spent a weekend with him in 1988.
Oh my God, and you survived.
I did survive.
Rick reads the wild inscription. Beverly, thanks for the help in that eating white trash oil slick in the desert called Phoenix. Your friend Hunter S. Thompson. It's pure, unadulterated Thompson craziness. Rick loves the book and can relate to the Vegas craziness. The customer hopes for about $800. Rick admits he has no idea of its worth, but is clearly personally invested, making this a passion-driven potential purchase.
The guy was crazy, but people loved him. He wrote the book in 1972, and then 1998, it got really popular because Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro made the movie. They rent a Cadillac. In the trunk of the car, they've got an obscene amount of drugs.
Expert Rebecca authenticates the book. She explains Thompson's gonzo journalism and confirms the inscription is real, typical of his style with the loopy H and initials. The paperback itself is worth $5, but the inscription makes it valuable. She estimates a retail price between $400 and $500. This expert appraisal gives Rick the anchor he needs to make a fair offer, blending literary knowledge with collectible market sense.
So he was completely dedicated to his craft. He created a style of journalism known as gonzo journalism. It's not about the story itself, but it's about the process of getting the story that he likes to talk about.
Yeah.
Hunter S. Thompson is pretty well known in the literary world. His prose.
The negotiation begins. The customer wanted $800. Rick offers $250. They go back and forth, settling at $350. The customer is happy. Noting Rick's clear fandom helped the deal. Rick gets a unique piece of literary history for a fair price. It's a satisfying end that shows how personal interest can sometimes drive a deal as much as pure profit, especially with such a legendary chaotic artifact.
$375.
I gotta make more than $25 off the deal. I'll go $300.
It's kind of low. He did sign it personally. How about $350?
All right, you got a deal.
Chumlee returns for his revenge. He presents the old man with a bucket of steam, dry ice fog, and a left-handed coffee cup, a regular mug with left-handed written on the bottom. The old man is momentarily stunned. Chumlee got the last laugh by technically fulfilling the impossible requests in the most literal, cheeky way possible. It's a perfect, silly payoff to the episode's running gag.
One left-handed coffee cup.
Well, it is a bucket of steam.
You wanted a bucket of steam.
You know, ask and you shall receive, but be careful, that's hot.
But this is just a regular coffee cup.
No, that's left-handed. It says on the bottom of it, look.
The episode opens with Rick quizzing the old man on blackjack strategy from a book, setting a Vegas tone. But the real drama starts when Rick reveals he bought a red 2013 Porsche Carrera Cabriolet. Corey and Chumlee immediately roast him, calling it the exact definition of a midlife crisis. Rick defensively says he always wanted one. The family's hilarious instant judgment on his flashy purchase is a perfect Pawn Stars cold open.
You got a Porsche?
Yeah.
Did you buy it for your wife or something?
No, I wanted a Porsche. Always wanted a Porsche, so I went out and got one.
Let's go check it out. I want to see what a middle-aged bald man looks like in a convertible.
A customer brings in a rare 1864 Confederate math book from North Carolina. It has wild story problems about killing Yankees. Rick is fascinated, noting the historical context of Southern marksmanship and the scarcity of Confederate paper due to blockades. The book is fragile, with significant restoration. The customer believes it's incredibly rare, having looked for years. Rick's interest is piqued, but the value is a big question mark.
What do you have?
This is a Civil War period math book that has story problems about killing Yankees. It says 1 Confederate soldier can kill 90 Yankees. How many Yankees can 10 Confederate soldiers kill?
The customer wants $7,000 for the Confederate math book. Rick has no idea of its value and decides to call in expert Rebecca. The customer mentions Rick has been lowballing him lately and hopes the expert will help. This sets up a classic Pawn Stars clash between a seller's perceived value and the harsh reality of the collectibles market. The expert's opinion will make or break this high-stakes deal.
How much you want for it?
$7,000.
Okay, I have no idea.
Could always call your dad in to authenticate it. 1864, that's about right.
I think he actually went to school in Raleigh there for a while.
The midlife crisis roast continues. Corey attacks Rick's purple tennis shoes, which are the same as Chumlee's. Rick says his teenage stepdaughters helped pick them out. Corey says a 49-year-old shouldn't wear shoes like that or buy a red convertible Porsche. The banter is savage and hilarious, highlighting the generational humor and constant ribbing that defines the Harrison family dynamic. Rick's denial is the best part.
What the hell are you doing wearing those?
Those shoes are awesome, dude. You got some style.
Sweet, we're wearing the same shoes, dude.
Oh my God.
What?
Mine are brand new too, first time I wore them.
You're wearing the same shoes as Chumlee, the idiot.
Expert Rebecca examines the Confederate book. She identifies it as an imprint and discusses the vitriolic patriotism in Confederate printing. She notes many copies were destroyed during Sherman's march, adding to scarcity. However, due to its poor condition, she values it at only $1,200 to $1,300. The customer is stunned, claiming he's been offered 5 times that. Rebecca bluntly says he should take that offer, crushing his hopes.
I see 1864 in North Carolina. That automatically says, oh, I see why you called me in here. The Civil War is one of the most traumatic and life-changing events in the history of our country.
The deal falls apart completely. Rick sides with Rebecca's appraisal. The customer insists he's been offered much more and believes the combat references make it more valuable to Civil War collectors. They are too far apart on price. The customer leaves without a sale, disappointed but firm in his belief. This is a clear example of how expert appraisals can shatter a seller's dream valuation in seconds.
So that can contribute to the scarcity. It is kind of unusual that it doesn't come up at the market very often. So if this copy were absolutely beautiful, I would value it at around $2,000.
A new customer brings in 3 Minton Box Cabbage Patch Kids from the 1980s, saved by her grandma. Corey gives a quick history, noting they caused riots and were massively popular. She won't take less than $500 for them. Chumlee jokes that Corey needs them for his collection. Corey, unsure of their current value, decides to call in his toy expert friend, Johnny. The nostalgia factor is strong here.
Cabbage Patch dolls. Did you have to kick a bunch of ass in the 80s to get these?
No, my grandma did, and I think she knocked down a few people at a department store to get it.
I'm pretty sure you used to collect these.
Corey and Chumlee ambush Rick with a midlife crisis quiz from a magazine, asking about grumpiness, new cars, and wardrobe changes. Rick denies everything, but they point out his new Porsche, shoes, and workout routine. Rick storms off to the bathroom and Chumlee yells about his prostate. This scripted bit is pure comedy gold, hammering the episode's running gag with perfect timing and the family's signature teasing.
What are you guys reading? Do you feel grumpier than normal or usual? Yes. This is all you. It's a midlife crisis quiz.
Have you recently started working out, bought a new wardrobe, or a new car, quad, or motorcycle? I think you've done all that.
Toy expert Johnny Jimenez appraises the Cabbage Patch Kids. He confirms their history but delivers bad news. They made almost 100 million of them, and surviving mint boxes aren't that rare. As a group, he values them at only $150 to $180. The customer's hope for $500 is dashed. Johnny explains that women who played with them often move on, unlike male collectors. The market reality is brutally clear.
Here we go, man. I mean, she's got 3 of them plus an outfit. I know they were insanely popular in the 80s.
But yeah, definitely. I mean, these started riots in the 80s. They had Babyland General Hospital where they would hatch these and then people could adopt them. And
Corey offers the customer $80 based on Johnny's appraisal. She refuses, saying she can't part with them for that little, especially as a memory of her grandma. She decides to keep them. The customer leaves disappointed, believing 3 mint dolls should be worth more. This is another case where sentimental value and market value clash, ending in no sale but the preservation of a personal heirloom.
Johnny's telling me that the most I could get for him is $180, which is gonna bring my offer down to about $80.
That's it? Seriously?
He makes a valid point. You know, they were designed pretty much for girls, and I don't know very many girls that have to have their old Cabbage Patch Kid back.
A customer brings in a suicide ring he believes is a Duftoots German item containing cyanide. Rick examines it and finds an English engraving, "I breathe deeply and without fear." He delivers the verdict. It's real silver but a novelty item from the early 1990s worth about $10 in scrap. The customer is deflated and decides to keep it to wear. Rick gently lets him down. A common pawn shop duty.
Well, the oldest story I know about a suicide ring is Hannibal. He was a general from Carthage, 100, 200 BC, right around there. Almost conquered Rome, and he was captured. So the way they used to treat a conquered general wasn't really nice.
A woman brings in an antique poker cheating device, a mechanical holdout from her husband's grandfather who owned a bar. Rick and Corey try to figure it out and accidentally break a cord. The customer wants $600 to $6,000. Completely out of their depth, Corey calls in a magician friend, Murray. The sheer weirdness of the item and their clumsy handling makes this a fantastic segment.
I would like to show you something that I have.
What is it, like a girdle or something?
Well, kind of. They were used to cheat at playing poker cards or something like that.
A lot of people got killed with those in this town.
I'm sure they did.
Magician expert Murray identifies the device as a 1920s/30s Martin San Francisco card holdout used by con men on the Barbary Coast. He demonstrates how it works with a deck of cards, using Rick as a model to show how it would steal and conceal a card up a sleeve. The history is fascinating, blending magic, gambling, and crime. The expert brings the obscure contraption to life brilliantly.
This is really cool, actually. Do you ever heard of the saying, "There's nothing up my sleeve"?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, this is the device that it started from. I can see why Rick called me in for a cheating device, because in magic, that's really what we do.
Murray values the holdout device at $1,500 to $2,200 retail. Rick, needing profit margin, offers $800. The customer counters, wanting $2,000. They negotiate and finally settle on $900. The customer leaves feeling she learned to be a better negotiator. Rick gets an incredibly niche but cool piece of gambling history. It's a successful deal born from expert insight and classic Pawn Stars haggling.
I would give you $800.
$2,000.
There's no way I could give you $2,000. There's just no way. There's no money to be made.
How about 15?
No, I'd give you like $800. It's going to be difficult to sell.
A man brings a painting he claims is the earliest work by famed Native American artist Eanger Irving Cowes, done at age 12. Expert Brett is called. He confirms the signature is authentic via the artist's granddaughter, but notes the painting is in poor condition and rudimentary. It might interest a museum, but is not valuable to collectors. He values a restored piece at maybe $20,000.
What do we have here? Obviously a very old painting.
Yes, I believe this is the earliest known painting by Eanger Cowes, and I think this was painted by him when he was about 12, 13 years old.
The painting owner hoped for $50,000. After the expert's appraisal, Rick says a deal isn't possible as it's too difficult to sell. The owner leaves deflated, believing it's worth more. This is a somber end, showcasing how even authenticated art can fail in the pawn market due to condition and niche appeal. Not every unique item finds a buyer, no matter its story.
I know you wanted 50 grand for it, but I just don't see a deal happening here. It's just too difficult for me to sell.
All right.
Okay, have a good one, man.
Thank you very much.
The episode ends with Chumley's sad, solitary poker party. Only one employee showed up, and they're just eating all the snacks. Chumley regrets being talked into hosting, hoping Corey or the old man would come. It's a hilarious, pathetic capper contrasting Rick's secret poker game, highlighting Chumley's lovable loser status and the shop's dysfunctional yet endearing family vibe.
Dude, you invited people, right? I mean, you invited everyone but Rick, right?
Of course.
Antoine talked me into hosting poker night at my house. I should have known it was gonna end up like this. I really hope Corey and the old man show up soon, because right now, even Rick being here would make it better.